I mean, truly, this is a team that can lose to Ecos and can win with Ecos. They are so very capable of both. We're into Mirage, ladies and gentlemen. Myself, Machine, joined by James Bardoff, as it does look like the Bomb and the entirety of the Crazy squad are on their way towards the B site. Valdet will be the first to receive. He has the crossfire set up and established with Kirby. He'll be firing shots into the back of the heads of the Ts. Here they come.
Hazy from the bench and Kirby. It's a triangle of doom and the bomb's been lost. Otten stuck in a very awkward place. Valde having a look and taking him out as well. And one of the biggest issues here is that Nexa needs to do some damage to the armor. Kirby and Yugi are both going to get the cheap helmet, which means rifles. Always nice. Minimal damage done there by the T side. It's a pretty solid start.
No complaints.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting, the mid-round situations and like the players playing off of each other on the Crazy side. That's where they've had weaknesses, as some people mentioned on Twitter. The team part of the squad has been an issue. Obviously, they've got the individual skill, but putting it together for synergy, that's been a problem. And it's a pretty low value eco round. We've got a P250 and not much else.
A $300 round. That's what this is.
Otten maybe trying to pull a slight over-rotation with a Brazen Peak from Palace, but Crazy not doing too much. One kill would be fantastic. If the P250 gets a frag, it'll pay for itself.
And at the very least, what they are doing by just taking their time with this one and not just throwing their bodies into a meat grinder is the fact that they are going to be able to just pull all that utility out of the CTs. I say all, perhaps not, but already we've seen the HEs. I wouldn't be surprised if Valde's going to throw a Molotov the next time he sees someone in this app. So let me, yeah, here we go. Did he catch a glimpse? That's the molly. Perfect. There you go. $600 wasted. So albeit minimal, there's a smoke as well. Just watching that money just fall out of the pockets of North. Yugi does jump for info, trying to find Hunter, who fired a couple of shots, and my goodness, he's made that Glock work. He just get a couple of shots into the helmet and brings him down just under half health.
Boost is possible. Yugi has to wonder about that. Does he take a more passive angle? 1v1 though. He might be okay. Not shy to go for it. Next to taken out as well. They have managed to get a frag. So again, that's pretty huge considering their investment.
I wish I'd paid attention to what weapon AZ had. I think they went all rifles, you know, aside from Valde's SMG. And that's going to be nice work from Yugi. Just handles it. Mytha, I do feel like, you know, this is exclusively just my observations, but I do feel like Mytha does have a tendency to really focus on hyping Yugi up. Wants to get the guy into the game as soon as possible. And perhaps Yugi is one of those players where it is about getting started early. If he, you know, when some players, like Fur is one I think of, if he has like a solid opening 4 rounds of just farming with an MP9 and just goes ham in the pistol, usually a good sign for the rest of the round, rest of the game, excuse me.
Yeah, plenty of positive reinforcement from Mytha. Husa have done a fantastic job. Constant congratulations, awesome stuff. Awesome stuff.
A
All right,
fluffer.
then. Crazy. That threw me off. Crazy are going to have some possession of the mid position, and they've smoked AZ off. He's taking an alternative angle to try and catch a booster off guard. Got to be careful, though. Oh, he's had a look, and it's cost him. But what can North do with that information? Well, Kiabi may be a very key player. He's gone all the way through Palace, and it doesn't seem like Nexa has any idea. You can see him there taking Nexa out and seeing a lurker towards A, maybe a suggestion of the intentions are Crazy, but the bomb is still in a place where they could rotate. You can see them moving away from Connector now. I do wonder, the bomb moving towards B apartments. It seems there is a plan B for Crazy, but it's put down to him to have a look. The bomb carrier, Letney. So if he drops it, if there was something close to short, then it might be a sound cue. So it's still awkward for Crazy. 45 seconds, and it seems that Otten will go and have a look as well. And Crazy, with that smoke up in Connector, can move into a B split opportunity. Letney falling back for a deep flashbang. Ideally, you want somebody deeper in apartment to act off that. So it's almost like a warning. Doesn't really do too much effect. They start to stream in. There is a nice forward smoke grenade. It's for the Yugi to play off of.
Valde.
It's going to be hard to plant the bomb as well. Valde's boosted up on a default spot. 23 seconds. The second kill for him. Nice kill bonus with the UMP. And they'll finish off the job on B.
Beautiful work from North. They realized it was coming B. Ooh, as I'm really just breaking this desk in my excitement. But yeah, thought they were coming from B, getting Valde up with that SMG. Suddenly that UMP is in its dream circumstances. There is no way they can really take that fight on that boosted box without being in a viable kill range for that UMP. Perfect work from them.
Yeah, the flash over the roof is useful when you have players who are closer to the window to jump out. I suppose you may hope that it puts the CTs into more passive positions, obviously if they're going to be blind, but by the time you get to that window, they're not blind anymore. CR4ZY with more pistols, the odd piece of Kevlar. They'll be at full loss bonus next round, so they can spend a little more. It's a nice shot from Nexa. Now they've got a chance to plant the bomb. Some bonus money to be had. Can they make it to CT, though? If they can, they'll have to... I mean, there's no flashes for them, which might encourage them to do it.
What are Hunter and Esperanto up to? What are they all up to? Stacking up towards jungle in the post plan. There is a scavenged SG. Nexa has Kevlar. This round is far from over. Nice work from AZ on the flank. Nexa, he already found first blood. Now he's looking to hold CT with the SG. He's willing to take the fight. He realizes he has to, and now he's found himself too.
This is very, very winnable. The headshots keep coming for CR4ZY. They could steal a number of weapons away. North, do they have to give it up at this point? I think they do, and Yugi's in a really awkward spot. You can see he's basically walking into a double pick. He's got to hold from this position. I think he may realize that he's got some issues. Surely he'll be hunted. There's little for CR4ZY to lose in this spot.
I mean, does he want to smoke?
Timing.
He has a smoke. I don't know if that would keep him alive. Getting pushed. There's no way he can keep hold of that AWP, and that's huge. What a round from CR4ZY.
Absolutely. Opening with a Desert Eagle. They used the numbers. They didn't wonder about CT, but they felt like jungle was the better play. They planted it for jungle, essentially, as well. And the kills kept coming. So that's an early issue for the likes of North, and plenty of bonus money for the T side.
See that from Nexa. Oh, it was so precise. Quick flick. And then really smart.
Look at the adjustment.
To be willing to take that fight as well, you know you've got the only weapon, and you're taking the hard fight, the predictable fight. They are going to be looking exactly where you are.
Yeah, he had great cover, though, with the bricks in front of him as well, so he put himself in a position to win the best position possible. Early hardship for North. We'll see what their money looks like. They did only lose one player in the anti-eco round, so that will help them buy something should they choose to do that. I think they probably will.
Wait, is that an extra box? He's got an extra box on his monitor.
Yeah, he's got some elevation. Got a shoebox. It looks like a shoebox, but could be for any purpose, but we'll go with shoes. All right, so North, their money's a little awkward, but very awkward, in fact.
Oh, it is.
So it'll be AZ with the M4. What do you even choose to do in this situation? Surely you can't have a round for this on a map like Mirage.
Perhaps not. We have seen earlier on today just leaving that one player and stacking the opposite site. It's a very common strategy, but they've opted for even more so. CR4ZY is investing his time into AZ, boosting him up on the box. Esperanto, surely he's not ready for this. Oh, he was! Finds him quickly. AZ caught just as he looked away. Counter-Strike timing at its finest, but CR4ZY does scavenge away the M4 at the least.
Yeah, timing is brutal. It was a good play from North in a sense that they didn't fully boost him on the brick, so he's completely exposed, but they used the bricks as cover. Just timing was such that he looked the wrong way, got a ding-dong, and received the ding-dong, rather. And,
received the ding-dong?
Yeah, he got his bell wrong twice.
No, I'm on board. No, I'm totally on board. Yeah.
And it gets worse for North. CR4ZY is in a safe situation now. Potentially he could drop an AWP if North will be able to buy in the next round, if he can hold on to what he has. Maybe regardless.
Hunter didn't choose to go and try the knife. I mean, we saw the dramatic, simple knife not too long ago. You know how it can come back to haunt you, going for that extra cash. It is such a, I'm so glad it's in Counter-Strike that knife kills do have such a reward attached to them, just because it does cause some good bit of drama. CR4ZY then just keeping hold of his M4. A perfect round from CR4ZY and 3 frags from Hunter.
CR4ZY just hiding. There's actually no cover while that bomb was being planted through connector. But I
wondered why you were putting that face.
They're like, yeah, because I was looking at the time. There's 24 seconds on the clock.
Yeah.
Nobody had a position on CT. And there was a guy in connector, but not looking through connector to short. But I suppose the likelihood of being peaked. But you never know, man. You never know. With time on the clock like that and the bomb not being planted, have a butcher's hook, you never know what might happen. So it was a less than ideal situation, but no harm done on this occasion. CR4ZY get around on the board. It would be an upset if CR4ZY were to get a W. meaty HE from Hunter. Expect big things from him.
Yeah, this third frag as well, just nice bit of restraint. Oh.
You hate those ones. It's like,
yeah.
it's a scare, isn't it? You're just not expecting that to happen.
It gets me all the time. I'm also the guy that when I'm like rushing or playing anti-flash, I will look away. I mean, I'm invested.
That happens to me in Danger Zone.
You get caught out.
Someone just comes out of nowhere,
Yeah,
like
it's
a
terrifying.
shotgun or something stupid. I just didn't need that in my life.
And your headphones are too loud, and it's the alligator, the XM, just starts breaking your eardrums.
Wrestling off.
Yugi saw a glimpse, just a finger, and that swing.
And that swing, I like it. Yeah, we won't have time to make some space for himself because Hunter's way too close. Understanding the urgency. We were missing these kind of plays in the previous match here in North America. Won't work out for them, but the intention is good. And Kiabi's going to cut them to pieces. They're on a chopping board.
Incredible work from Kiabi.
Making some bite-sized Wagyu on the B bomb site. Esperanto still got a chance to reset the situation, to do some more damage. He hasn't got the bomb, but he can come in from a surprise angle. 3 places he could come from: short, market, and the apartments. So this is not ideal for North. There's so much time on the clock. He's got a fair chance at another 1 versus 1, though the angles will not be perfect. Gade with the AWP. If he holds an angle through the window of market, then that might be a problem, but it seems that he's holding apartments instead. So
taking weapons away from North with their money in the current state, that's huge. If Esperanto can get anything more here, it's a bonus. He's got cash for days. It's unlikely, though. AZ holding a very good angle. Early days, but already voices raised. Mytha trying to keep North on the straight and narrow. Let's watch that again from Kiabi. Makes it look easy. He did pay a heavy price for that first frag onto Hunter, but due to that flash from Gade, he could really comfortably line up the second, the third, of course, and the reposition.
And on we go. Just a reminder, Mirage, Dust 2, and Nuke are the maps for this series. 3 players starting on A for North. They won't be too concerned with mid at the beginning. You can see Crazy will expend some utility to take this area. Nexa is the lurker towards A. Often when you see 2 players go towards A at the beginning, it's very telling what the intentions are. But with 1, the options are open. Now, if we look towards the B bomb site, we can see that Yugi has been put into an aggressive position in apartments with the AWP. We saw that on the previous map of Mirage. And again, that can allow for further aggression later. Speaking of which, Kiabi's looking for the info, but he may get some sound cues because Crazy are making inroads into the apartments.
Otto, he's ready for this. He's actually holding the scope in. Timing every time. That's twice. The first time got Kiabi. This time the timing favors him. He gets the kill before the trade does show up. Yugi could be in a spot of bother here. He's going to put the smoke. He's going to use it to escape. Does manage to strafe in. Costs him a great deal of health, but he only needs 1 point of it to fire that shot into Esperanto's belly button. He's gone. Hunter trades. Hunter in trouble, but he still prevails. He was flashed. Just enough time to catch a glimpse on Gade, supported by Nexa. They have the sight. 3rd time's the charm on the B take.
That is a very forward smoke, though, which kind of cuts off the crossfire for the T side. They will go for the bomb plant, though. Letney with a small gap by the bench. Hunter comes up. AZ's just got bad timing as the bomb gets planted, and they know where Valde is now. They guarantee the 2 versus 1 if he was to push that short position, but as you can see, he will rotate. He's got a kit. It will take him a while to get up. He doesn't want to give the sound cues. He needs the element of surprise. He could have jumped window. He could be coming from market.
I was looking at it. It almost looked like he intended to and just didn't quite. He ran out of ground.
Yeah, and it seems he will give up on this.
Yeah,
it would take quite a while. He'd have a short window of time to get both frags, which is unlikely in this situation. So have to hold on to what he has. And Crazy move to 3 rounds. In a great position to split the B bomb site after losing that player in apartments. They were in the right position and they were decisive. No dilly-dallying, no hesitation. Straight in there, take everything away.
And the odds, surprisingly close, my goodness.
They got Crazy as a favorite for the map, at least, which is interesting.
Yugi, I mean, he died 0.1 seconds after firing that bullet.
It's interesting that you won't often see that kind of play where you're having the AWP hold an angle and then you're sending Kiabi in for a potential flank if they're convinced that Crazy going in a different direction. You've got the smoke gimmick at the bottom of the underpass area. The market is closed. Valde looking for something else instead. It's going to be very, very costly for the North squad. Got to take gambles with the pistols on most of the players, but they won't work out for the time being. Weapons to be disposed of in the mid position, and Hunter and co have position. Hunter looking for a potential trade fragger with Yugi baiting, but Yugi's alone.
No worries for this one for Crazy. Great work from Valder initially. He realized he is the only one with a weapon, had to try and destabilize early. Had it been a double kill, gets the second on Esperanto, we could have had a real round out of this one. But cut down to size early. No one is ever going to be able to retrieve that M4 when it's on the floor in middle.
I would like to see more aggressive plays from North around the apartments, but if Yugi was just holding, in a traditional sense, the AWP just inside the window area, then he's able to fall back if he can get position before they do. We saw him try to do that earlier on, and he tried to drop a smoke grenade, but the T's were too far forward at that point, and he got traded after dumping the smoke. But on that occasion, it was unfortunate timing. It's not likely, I think, at that point that the T's are going to be moving into apartments, having not been there already, as you're posting up. But here we go. It's been a war of attrition at the beginning of Mirage.
4 frags from Esperanto here, albeit against the unarmored opponents, but still stacking them up. And his confidence flowing. Crazy. It's such an interesting team. The idea of still developing the team side of Counter-Strike, but having such a firm understanding of the game that they can, they can get away with things others can't.
Attack pause from North. Lots of blue mice.
Blue and pink.
But no blue on pink.
What is your favorite color, James? Have we ever had
Green,
that conversation?
British Racing Green.
That's really, you know what?
Yeah, that's why I got Green Watch.
I've said that before as well. British Racing Green, it's a gorgeous color.
It is a gorgeous color. It's fantastic.
Do you know why, how it became? Why the cars were British Racing Green?
Educate me.
Because it was leftover paint from the Spitfires, the World War planes.
Oh, that's fantastic.
They had loads left over, so they had to paint the race cars with it. And that was what I was told on the internet once. So really, probably a Google away from being disproven.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was true.
Let's find out.
I wouldn't be surprised.
But first, let's see how this round plays out. It's round 9, map 1 of match 2. Crazy and North vying for a spot at the Major. The European minor lost some huge names from the region. Fnatic, JW, Crims.
Seems to be a pivotal moment for that brand.
Yeah.
With the statements put out by some of the players.
It certainly did.
Mentally taxing times.
JW missing his first major. Like, that's crazy. Speaking of, it was crazy. As well as North, who have thrown blows towards the Fnatic side. But now with them gone, it's time to see who will take that spot.
Hello.
Just a little bit of a warning shot from Hunter. Valder.
What's rough here is that Crazy are all in one choke point. They don't really have a split situation. They need to use the utility to isolate these players. QRB could come in for a flank. He's going to try to do that. But here comes the stream of players. So far, so good at getting all the kills. Importantly, that's what matters at the end of the day. Kind of reminds me of the iBuyPower team back in the day. And teams before that, like on an Inferno, for example, you'd often find so many teams would just walk around Arch together as 5 people, just walk with no grenades, no warning, just got the numbers there, they can protect the weapons and trade. But so many dangerous pistols these days. You do worry from time to time.
I mean, it is kind of, okay, argue this, argue my statement.
Okay.
It is kind of flawless against an unarmored pistol buy, right? Because you are going to get that trade every time.
If they have a HE, if they have a 1 HE.
Okay. That's good. There you go. Thank you. I appreciate you arguing.
They have 1 HE.
Game over.
A crossfire with CZs.
Speaking of HE, look at that one. Lands right on Letney and Hunter.
Very nice. There are some really cool grenades from inside the window position. Some pop flashes, like a left and right click. Flashbang, so if you've got somebody at the bottom of mid, can get some really dirty peeks. So Noton's going to try to do one, but Yugi's there already. 2-man advantage for North. This is really what they need. You can hear the coach screaming behind them, words of encouragement, or sounds of encouragement, as they need to stabilize their economy. They've got $500 across 5 players, or 2 of the 5 players. So this is really important for North to stabilize. And there's still opportunity for Crazy. Even if they're not to win this round, they could still maim their opponent and finish them off in the next round.
Esperanto got a glimpse of AZ. Like you're going to, oh, this is good. He knows that the gap has just been created, and now he looks to pounce.
That's a big exchange of information, those 2 players picking each other. it gives intentions as to where Crazy are likely to go. So Esperanto needs to do something, but it seems that Letney's going to show some presence in the meantime with some flashbangs, but he's just holding position, Esperanto. He's in a flanking position, but he's not really committing one way or another.
He's hoping Letney's going to force the A players to start rotating. Unfortunately, Letney's lost his life before the A players moved a muscle. They still stand vigilant, and Valder's doing all of the hard work. Just like that, I feel like the round might just be over. Esperanto from behind, he finally does strike, but with 10 seconds left, no bomb in his grasp, we've got a conclusion. It will be 5-5. Crazy though, their T side, I mean, it's respectable. North coming into this one as, can I say favorites? Would you say favorites?
For me, they are. For me, I feel like they should win. I think they've got more experience as a team at a higher level, and they should be playing with more coordination. We've seen some weaknesses from Crazy with the mid and late round calls. So I suppose if he tries to flank the B bomb site, there's a fair chance that AZ is just looking for that, and he could just be holding from the door of B.
Or movement. Moves like Jagger. Yugi fails it. Doesn't quite get up on the ears. Doesn't stop him fragging though. Nice supportive flash from AZ, throwing it from the A site. He now arrives on the scene himself. Flashed off, falls off. Kirby in the meantime does change his mind. He's going to go back up B. He realizes short can't necessarily be held to great success at the moment. Otto responsible for this connector player. He's perfectly flashed. These guys are so good at denying that information, denying those lines of sight in the openings. 5 versus 4.
Crazy have connector. Nobody with a smoke able to smoke it off.
That's big.
They didn't have position, and it will cost them. AZ gets taken out. 4 versus 4. Plenty of time for Crazy. Not really clear what their intentions are. Just standard stuff. You take connector. That's what you do when you take the mid position. So there's no indication as to if it's an A play or a B play. Gade's in a very forward position on A.
Distinct lack of entrance into A from Palace and Ramp, though. These guys almost always, when they have ended A, it's been through mid.
Reaching the 45-second mark, and that smoke will soon be gone. Otton has another one, but he's busy. Towards that bench position, cannot land a connection. What does that mean towards the apartments, perhaps? Is it an attempt towards the B-bomb site? They'll quickly switch towards A, jumping into the window. Again, they've got nobody on ramp, and Gade's position might be key. He's actually going aggressive to see what's going on there, but as they try to move to the site to plant the bomb, he's going to have so much coverage hiding behind the smoke at the moment. There's bomb plant pressure, so he can focus on that. They're trying to hold CT, but with Yugi and CT, they surely plant for Gade, but Gade gets taken out by Nexus, so there's a chance for Crazy.
They haven't got a real shot at this. Hunter, he's keeping Yugi suppressed with low HP. It doesn't matter against the AWP. One bullet is all it takes. Molotov forces Yugi just a little bit back, and the flames from Nexus doing everything. 3 frags, 4 frags from Nexa. Comes alive in the closing seconds of round 11. Big performance from him. Yugi started this round, it feels like oh so long ago.
Narrow margins. Yugi was in a really rough spot close to that corner because his shadow was conceding his position. Every time he tried to peek, he was getting pre-fired. The Molotov comes in and things go from bad to worse to disastrous.
Last time these teams met as well, Nexa had an astounding performance. I'm actually going to get the stats, but he was head and shoulders above the rest.
If you ignore the pistol round, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rounds from 7 or 8 for Crazy. Of late, so that's fantastic momentum for them. We've got a forward play from North, but Nexus is looking for it. There's a 1v1. He's ready for the second one as well. Looks towards the apartments. Yuki's gone past the angle. They've only got pistols here, and he will not be challenged too much. A simple anti-eco round from Crazy, and they give themselves an extra buy. Yeah,
his stats for the series when they last played, of course, North did prevail the first time they met here at the European Minor. Nexa had 48 frags. He was alongside Gade as the 2 highest fraggers in the server. He's caught up. See that again. Now, admittedly, yes, there was a Kevlar vest on 2 members of the North side, but very little invested into this one. But just keeping it neat, keeping it tidy, not losing anything, and not investing any nades. You know, they didn't throw anything. They start to build a bank. Quite a big one at that. 10K for Hunter, $50 short. I love this play. I love seeing those CTs just playing on the precipice of the smoke.
Yugi can hold the angle as well. You can see him posting up just in time. Beautiful distraction, and then there's Gade again in an aggressive position. Also, it's got to go deep, but he can't rescue the bomb, not yet. And Yugi's back in position, back delivering again. Man advantage for North. Can't re-aggress because Otton is lurking. The flashes are flying through. The bomb still needs to be collected, and now it's Otton versus the world. Bomb collected, and he can reset the situation, or he could choose to hide in plain sight. We've got the fadeaway Molotov trying to force Yugi forward, but the smoke will create some space. Now, North don't know what is possible just yet. Oton could have already left. He can't scope too many times, though, because he'll give the sound cue away. Kiabi may be a problem, but there's a chance he gets a 1 versus 1.
This is so ballsy. He's anticipating some passiveness from North, and so he walks. He's just walking. Eye pressed to the scope. Flash from Kirby will reveal its location. Does make it a 1v2. He has utility. Blocks off connector. Nade to try and soften up Yugi should he still be there. Does so, down to 27. Both of them, though, as the fake comes in, he's hunting with that P250. It's an unlikely duel to win, but by going for it, he makes it a 1v1. Surely not. The nade softened him up, and Otond! 1 versus 3 for CR4ZY, and it lives up to the team's name. That's insane. What is going on? CR4ZY, they've got the individuals, and that's a reminder.
With a P250 no less versus an opponent with 90 HP, that is dejecting for North. How do you keep focus and keep in good spirits after a performance like that? CR4ZY are winning almost all the rounds at the moment, and what a way to put a statement on this first map with a P250.
So spicy.
Unreal.
Wow, the way he played that was so ballsy. This is not a pickup game. This is competitive Counter-Strike. This is for a spot in the Major, and he plays it so nonchalantly.
There he is again, causing more problems for a North on eco. North with pistols and a flash, smoke grenade to work with. And the odd piece of Kevlar here or there. It's been a pretty bad half for North. 5 rounds on the CT side of Mirage is not what they were expecting. Maybe there's some warming up to do for the likes of North. 2 Desert Eagles, 2 CZs. Gate aggressive as always on the A side of the map. Esperanto's just waiting, just keeping them honest, just lurking, while CR4ZY approach connector once again.
Oh, Hunter. Just the head showing. Kirby couldn't quite connect the bullets with the sidearm, and a little bit of damage done, chipping away. It's Gade's Deagle that found a frag, and ooh, a dink onto the AWPer. Otond lucky to be alive. Nexa kept him safe and sound. But this should be the end of the round, really. North don't have too much more. Ooh. A spicy frag, admittedly only his second. Letney has been relatively quiet so far for CR4ZY, but that's not stopped them succeeding.
Like an arcade game frag.
That was real quick. Robotic. Inhuman, some would say.
Okay, Gade needs to hold on to this weapon. Most of the damage potential here is inconsequential moving into the last round of the half. They have too much money, CR4ZY. The AK would have been more important for North, but it will not be allowed. It will be forbidden. It's absolutely haram.
Let's see this Otton clutch again while we have a moment. This push onto Valde. You see the shadow. I didn't notice that the first time around. He saw the shadow. He confirmed it. And Valde's dink was not enough. Oh my goodness, he's feeling himself.
Yeah.
I love it. Absolutely love seeing the amount of emotion displayed over the course of this week. We really have been treated, haven't we? Just that, the human side of Counter-Strike.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. So you see the wheel on that cart. That's the jump I was talking about in the previous game of Mirage. If you're crouching behind it, you can crouch jump and pretty much land instantly. And there are lineups. So if you wanted to look at, say, the bottom left corner of the window, then you can line it up in advance and go for a quick shot. Don't see it too often, but it's a thing.
James Bardolph's School of AWPing coming to a YouTube channel near you.
Next time I see someone like Kenny do it, I'll make a clip.
Yeah, I'd like that.
My gallery of awesome plays on YouTube.
Esperanto. Wow, he's ready, willing to take that fight. Hunter's going to finish what he started. AWPer gone. Cut down to size by pre-fire and crispy aim. Otond still with his AWP, reminds them. Connects onto Valde. Molotov forces the fight. Otond's going to get another one. He's entry fragging with the AWP. This man does not stop.
Yeah, look at the decisiveness. Hop straight into the B-bomb site. Some chance for North, although it gets more difficult because they are outmatched in terms of numbers, in terms of utility. Hunter with a burst. Won't get the last one, but all the information is known for CR4ZY, and they will fill the inbox of North, or try to with grenades, but two's busy with grenades. Otton goes down for free. 1 versus 2. It actually becomes doable for CR4ZY. He has no kit. He's got a little jiggle, but it's not enough. Takes too much damage, and CR4ZY have a solid score at half-time.
That is absurd. 10 rounds on the T side, James. CR4ZY. They've thrown down the gauntlet. We're going to have to see if North can bounce back in the second half. For now, we catch our breath, take a break. When we return the second half of our first map of our second series, as we look to
North have not had a spectacular start to this series. Faces bordering dejection. 5 rounds moving into the T side. They're up against it here on Mirage. And CR4ZY have afforded themselves quite the opportunity to take a psychological lead as well as a literal one. Double the score of their opponent.
Do you know what's sad is I know exactly what that box is from.
What is it?
It's from a particular brand of headsets.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the red
That is
version.
sad, Alex.
I know exactly which headset that's from.
That is way too obscure for you to
Why
have
do I
knowledge
know
of.
this? Why, and I can't even remember my people's birthdays, but I can tell you and I could tell you which peripheral that box is for. What's wrong with my brain, man? Either way, enough about me. It's all about the Counter-Strike. CR4ZY.
We're gamers.
10-5 lead coming into the CT side
We love
of
technology.
Mirage technology, the dream.
We love nothing more than plugging in and logging on, entering passwords, and clicking to open a new tab.
Oh, I love it, a good tab. Control-Shift-N.
Oh, nice. That's sexy. I've gone too far.
Gamer dirty talk.
I apologize.
Control-Shift-NP, return. Anyway, Mirage does to nuke. That is the map pool, and this was the choice of CR4ZY, so justifiably so. Double digits on their opening half for the Gambit on the T side. My goodness, what's this? It's a pack roll coming straight from Connector, leaping towards jungle. And not a single body drop. Desperanto's the first to fill the kill feed. Nexa, Oton, it's all CTs. They're mowing them down. It's just Yugi to break the silence from the North kill feed. Desperanto gives him another opportunity. Oton there as well. He had a shot, but the Finn shuts them up. 11. Straight out of the gates. CR4ZY. Nice.
When you said pack roll, you made me think Swiss roll. I used to live on those.
What's the jam dessert where it's like a roll? Oh, that was
man.
the school dinners. They used to always have it. It was so good, man.
Swiss roll was the one.
Is that maybe that's what I'm thinking of?
I had jam in it, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe that's exact. I just didn't know it was called a Swiss
When
roll.
calories had no impact on your body, you could just eat those forever.
It's probably because we, for some reason, just exercised for 5 hours a day for fun.
Times.
Good times.
That's a big round for CR4ZY. They could really pull away even further from North now. We have a Glock round. Seems like there's no investment from North. Dan did mention this before he succumbed to the elements, that we don't see these kind of rounds enough when someone's lost a pistol round. Sometimes people will spend too much money and kind of handicap themselves in the rounds to come, buying a Kevlar here, a grenade there, when really there isn't enough being brought together to have enough significant of an impact versus having that little thing here or there in the buy round to help yourself get a little bit further.
I mean, you know how many situations, especially in that INTZ game, where we saw situations like, whoa, well, if they only have 1 flash for this execute, imagine if it was a smoke and 2 more. It's those extra deagles, especially the Desert Eagle. This is why the P250, I think, is seeing more of a resurgence, is because people have worked out, especially with the new money system, that sure, you can get away with $300, but you start to cripple your buy rounds with those intermittent $700 gambits.
Ooh, 83 damage with a HE grenade.
Quick
Not
maths.
too shabby. Don't see MP7 very often these days. Nexa bought one and he's died. That's a lot of money compared to something like an MP9 and so on. It's quite a big investment to lose it as well. It's a little rough, but do what you're comfortable with. It is a stronger weapon, statistically.
Oh, what an angle for the Org on a round like this. Ooh, that precise little lock onto AZ's brain. Oton really did just stabilize what otherwise could have spiraled a little bit. They got 2 kills with those Glocks just running out.
Crimson explosions.
M4A1. Hunter, he is like one of the few who is so adamant to use that weapon, and he uses it so damn well.
And Crazy have decided to take the game away from North, and North are not really in position to do anything elsewhere, but importantly, Kiabi will try to hold on to a position in apartments. I think Letney's having a quick look at the MP9, and I guess North have executed into the A bomb site to pull players away, but they're showing some presence, and it seems like Valley might actually commit with the bomb, just 2 of them, while the rest are just creeping in that mid position. I mean, that's one way to retake. Okay, he's shown the bomb on A ramp, and he's fallen back, so they're kind of forcing Crazy into a more normal configuration. Esperanto now trapped. I don't know if there's a Molotov in position, but the smoke will certainly help from his teammate, so he could choose to walk away or stay there. And in the meantime, North have used this distraction to creep in from the back, but they've been separated by that smoke. Can they enter this A bomb site?
Big connection from Yugi. AZ follows up as well. Esperanto, he was kind of trapped in Sandwich. Backing away from A, though. Yugi, with this ground gathered on A, he can stick around. Just get under their skin. Kirby catches Letney. Progressing up on both A and B simultaneously. With Kirby's frag, this round surely should be over unless Hunter can do some heroics. 16 frags to his name in the 18th round. Yugi so damn low. Take him out quickly. You've got a chance to get to B. That's a quick frag. He's going to have a glance, realize there's nothing else to write home about. And it will be a 2v2 post-plant. 2v3. Counting is difficult.
Props to North for the mid-round calls there. Considering, I mean, that was really awesome considering what was happening there. The takeoff mid, they kind of forced Crazy back into a normal setup, showing the bomb, taking a risk to show the bomb towards A to pull them away from mid, walking into B with Kiabi taking Letney out, who's just creeping just in case there was a rotation, and putting themselves in the B bomb site. That's a fantastic response. And even though it's been a bad game for them so far, I think to have a reaction like that on the T side, you won't see from many teams at this stage of the tournament. And that shows some promise for the series overall.
It really does.
Purple hand wraps.
You know, I still don't own a pair of gloves in Counter-Strike. Oh, I don't own a pair of gloves full stop, actually. I had a lovely pair. Where did they go?
I've got a pair of windproof gloves for boating, because it can get pretty cold when you're on a speedboat.
I lied. I have skiing gloves.
And I've got the Crimson Weave gloves, a very good example of the Crimson Weave with basically no wear on them.
You are a Counter-Strike item expert.
I have spent a lot of money on skins in Counter-Strike.
One of your many vices.
Yeah, it's a long list.
Tac pause called. It's going to be the Crazy's coach, Mike unmuted. It's an opportunity for him to quickly shed some light on how perhaps they could close this game out. It's a substantial lead, but you have to respect North. We've seen them in the face of adversity. They can come back. Once they hit their stride, we saw an example of it actually the last time Crazy met North, but also in the games North has played up until this point. The game versus, it was Big Clan as well.
And off they go. Crazy's buy is a little all over the place, so there's an opportunity rather, for North to come back half the score of their opponent at the moment, but that can quickly change. Big presence in the mid position. We've got AZ creeping in apartments, so they can make some sounds. Then perhaps AZ could catch somebody off guard. He's having a look, actually, getting very aggressive. Spot somebody ran connected there. It's a spray down, but Otton's there to trade. But the numbers game is not going to work out. Otton holding things down with the Org. The deletion machine still seems to work despite the nerfs. 4 versus 2, and the bomb is firmly in control of Crazy.
He did it once versus the Glocks. Now he does it against the full buy. Huge work from the Finn. Yerby and Yugi left to try and piece this round back together, and they're making it very clear where they stand.
That sound cue was a lot of information.
It tells them where they both are.
A lot of information. So Nex is basically playing worst case scenario. He's inside the palace. If they somehow manage to get towards A, they're likely not planting the bomb. More boosts as they look for another opportunity. And now there's been no sound cue, so they'll just check. More information for them. and less opponents to worry about. Yugi, they know he's roughly in the mid position. Could be rotating somewhere, but Hunter's ready. Ding dong from Hunter, and that's a strong round for CR4ZY. Had some potential for North, but potential's been brief in these rounds on Mirage as far as North are concerned. Has not been a good map for them.
It's like deja vu. We've seen him do it once, he does it twice. Multi-kills with the Org from jungle. People are, people are learning the situational need for the Org. There are positions where it is truly a substantial upgrade from the M4. And other times where truly it's a downgrade. It can really be the difference maker. It's about decision-making, positioning, and I think it's a fun addition to the economy and the discussions that we have surrounding it. Tactical pause, that's going to be Mytha's chance to try and get North back on the same page, and from a weird buy from CR4ZY, it's now, the ball is in the other court, 13-6, and North have invested fully into this with a bag of peanuts, some pork scratchings, and I think that might be a decoy.
The North brand so far has been synonymous with underachievement, and to miss out on an opportunity for the major would be a really bad look for them. Got to be a favourite coming into this game, but hasn't started well so far, and I think you can see the frustration. Nobody wants to go the longer way. Silk Road isn't what it used to be. Letney asking some questions. North are in a reasonable position now. They've got some grenades. We've got the smokes presumably coming towards the archers, and there'll be plenty of flashbangs over the roof. That Molotov HE won't do much, but the gun certainly will. Hunter repositioning, Gay looking for something, but he's isolated from his teammates, moving on his own, taken out on his own. There's no response from North, and they don't have position anymore.
Backing away. Hunter has been such a nuisance. He's been a thorn in the side of North. They go to A, Hunter's there with a double. They go to B, Hunter's there with a double. They can't find a way into the sites where that incredibly strong performance from Hunter is causing them issues. Valda is going to be operating as somewhat of a jumping board for Yugi. Flies through the sky into nothingness. They can't plant in mid. James Bardolph, 2019. Given to them for free.
This is the pick of CR4ZY, and so far they're showing us why. 20 seconds on the clock. North, what is the aim here? AZ needs to die. He has no weapon, and he's done his job well in that respect. That's all he can do really at this point.
Wait a second.
Valde's walking with the bomb. For some reason, the B bomb site's being abandoned despite not seeing the bomb. Letney's done enough though to stop the bomb from being planted, so he's going to peek anyway.
Died before time, thankfully.
He will get the kill, so, I mean, as long as they all die, then I think CR4ZY not too concerned. So that was an interesting scenario, but there's another W in the bag.
Thought experiment for you. Would it not have made more sense from Valda there to get the bomb plant money?
If he thinks he's going to be peaked, he might have time to plant the bomb anyway, so I think he did what he thought he had to do.
Right. Oh, interestingly enough, even though through all of this success, showing how many strong fraggers they have on CR4ZY, Letney has been somewhat of a non-contender. My goodness, they're charging through the Molotov. North want to get this round over with. Valda wants to get Esperanto out of the server. Yugi wanted to get Gade out of the server, surprisingly. Did take him down. Bit of a team kill. But that's match point now, or map, I did it again. Map point for CR4ZY. Best of 3, of course, for a spot in the major. This is map 1. This is where the multinational roster of CR4ZY wanted to take it. And we're starting to doubt whether or not the Danes really have got it in them to come back. Have they even really made a dent on this T side? I'm not sure they have.
Very strong performance so far from CR4ZY. And with Dust 2 as the second map, I don't think Dust 2 is ever a lock-in for... I think there was a period of time for Astralis maybe, but outside of that, I don't think it's really a lock-in for any team. Such an open map physically.
The French
can always invite some variants.
The French have been trying to make Dust 2 their jam. Vitality with the Dust 2 picks, of course, but...
Their pate. Big shots, and again, it's just a complete deletion here from CR4ZY. Or is it AZ trying to get the spray, and he's got some help from his teammate just as a pistol comes out for Nexa. Bomb planted for CT, Letney coming in from jungle.
1 versus 2, AZ towards Palace. He knows AZ's position would have caused so many problems. You kill Valda, sure, but then you've got the most awkward 1v1 after plant. Knowing he's Palace, knowing he can toy with you, those jiggle peaks, you really can't get the fight. You can hope for the wall bang. He set his priorities right. Just good supportive work from the Danes. They don't drop just yet.
How huge would this be if Crazy was to qualify for the major? And would they be sued by Nintendo for the logo, I do wonder, because it's kind of like the Smash logo a little bit.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it a 4? That's a 4. That's what it is. I've just cracked it.
Esperanto, look at this position. This could be crushing.
Imagine if he just starts flanking mid instead of worrying about the
Is anybody
deep
going to pay attention? I don't know if Nexo can see anything. There's a smoking connector. This could be brutal despite the flank.
Hunter.
They could get annihilated. Hunter's got the sound. He's lighting up for him. Straight in the face, but there will be a trade from Yugi. Letney's in trouble now. He's got an angle. He's being teased, but through the box. Yugi will be taken down. Now it's Valde to try and hold on to Mirage. 1 versus 4. Trying to get the spray to Esperanto. Looking for the trade frag. They're everywhere. No more frags. That is a very brief game of Mirage.
So quick, and Crazy put themselves in prime position. 2 maps to do it. They need the 1 for a spot in the major. Step 1 complete.
Well, as far as North is concerned, that's got to be extremely underwhelming. It's almost like they started the series with a handicap. They just weren't in this one at all.
Yeah, it's time for them to have that team talk. It's going to have to be a big one. We go to North's map pick next. But my goodness, I mean, to review, it didn't feel like North really had a say in that from very early on.
Yeah, I mean, that was quite a shocker. I think we were expecting a competitive match, and it doesn't feel like it was that at all. Dust 2 as a second one, I think is a nervous territory. I think Dust 2 as a second map, when you lose the first one, is dangerous waters. We'll see what the desks think about that. Over to James.